Alright, today we're doing Perilous Moons. Now obviously the gear you're seeing, if you have like Torva or something, just use that, but otherwise, if you don't have at least Bandos, go for your highest defense possible that you can. So Barrow's armor is really good, and weapons aren't that big of a deal either, if you've got decent stats. So in this run I used a zombie axe for the slash and hack, and the abyssal dagger for stab. And ignore the Avernic Defender, I just didn't have another dragon. But otherwise I tried to use some more realistic gear for the level that was intended for Perilous Moons. So when you're in this starting chamber here, you're going to want to start on the top northeast here. This is the Eclipse section. You can tell that the braziers are dark there. This is going to be your best first initial camp. So you clicked up there, your guy will run all the way up there. You don't need to bring any food or any pots as long as you have some decent gathering skills. And I just have an emergency telly out if I want to go bank or whatever. But you can do endless loops in here without ever having to resupply, and you can send all your loot right to your bank. So it's actually a great place just to get stuck. So down here, you're first going to want to get your some supplies. If you didn't bring them, get your fishing and herb lore supplies. And you don't have to keep these in your inventory after this prep phase. You can get more in between runs, but I just keep them because I don't use very much food. So after you have your 4 vials of water, then grab 4 moonlight grubs and start fishing. It will make you wait just a few ticks after getting 2 vials. It'll make you wait just a minute so you can't spam it for some reason. Alright, so then you're going to sit here and fish until you get a full inventory, and then you can cook it right back at camp. Now the map in here is really interesting, and you can see there I just did a right-click make cuppa that restores your run energy. So when you open the map, if you hover over any of the entrances or exits, it points to where it's going in the dungeon. So we're going to start at the Eclipse Moon, so we need to just go a little bit southwest here. The minimap in here is super helpful. I didn't even know it did that at first. So for this one, this is the Eclipse one again, so it's weak to stab, so I've got my dagger on. And there's something that's very similar about all of these bosses, and it's that they do 3 phases around the moons, and then they stop and do a special attack, and then once that ends, depending on which special attack it was, the next moon that's going to be highlighted that you need to stand on, I've marked here with big orb or the circle jerk of the guys bouncing around. So I'll show it in action here, but it's just going to alternate between 3 like melee phases and then 3 and then a special attack and then 3 more. You also only need to have piety or whatever on here. You don't need to protect from anything. So when you spawn in, it's going to be in a random phase, so you don't know what you're really getting into. And it looks like this one that I just spawned into is the circle jerk, so I tried to run into the middle. I don't think you really need to do that if you spawn in mid of this phase, so I just let it end there. But you can see when they stopped doing it, then the circle that I highlighted is lit up. So he's going to do 2 attacks, and then the next one is going to light up. So when he finishes his 2 attacks on the 3rd swing right there, that's when you click to go to the next one to avoid all your damage. And this was our 3rd moon, so he's going to do a special attack after this. He's going to do the big orb. So here I have the corners highlighted, and then I'm holding down control when I click so that I walk, and if you do that, you stay right behind it. Kind of helps to have true tile on if you're not sure where you should be. But we'll watch it here. As soon as it starts moving, I'm going to control click that spot. I walk right behind the orb, don't take any damage, and then when I get closer, you're just going to go over and start the next one. So you can see I'll click this tile over here as soon as I get to that one, and then walk, click, and if you do that, you will take no damage. The rumor has it that the more correct you do the mechanics, the better your loot is. I don't think that's confirmed, but they did something like that for Dragon Slayer, so I have to imagine they do it here. So, alright, so he finished the big orb phase, so I'm going to run over to the circle next to the tile that I highlighted. He's going to do his 1, 2 melee attacks, move to the next one. There's his first melee attack. Second one, move to the 3rd lit tile. And yeah, you can see there, I realized that I forgot to pre-sip a potion before this. These potions act as prayer and super combat, so it is kind of nice to take a sip before you do it. So, all right, so here's the circle jerk. So let's explain this one. When the as soon as any of them spawn up, you want to click the tile that they're underneath. And then without waiting for them to attack again, as soon as the next one pops up, you just click that tile. And if you do it successfully, you'll riposte the attack and do damage back. But for some reason, you can't fully kill him in this phase, so he's just going to sit here at 1. But you'll just do this for a while. Just click exactly where they spawn, or as close as you can, and eventually it'll end, and you will have done a bunch of damage to them. So this is one of my favorite parts of this entire dungeon, because it's just like a simple mechanic where you take no damage and you do a bunch to the boss. So, all right, so he's dead, turned Piety off. And the next one we're going to go to is the Blue Moon. So you can see right there, it's this east door. So I'm going to run east. And this one is weak to crush. So you can see I'll equip my zombie axe in a second here. I think I remember at the last minute. And so this one, there's my zombie axe, full prayer and everything, and I'm going to set it to crush. So this one again has 2 special attacks, tornado and floor. So we'll just jump in and I'll show you what both of those are. So we started right as the floor phase began, which is these 2 braziers on the either side of the room. And you need to run through these tornadoes and click on the brazier. And it's okay if you get hit. Again, I think it probably makes your loot worse. But usually there will be a gap in these tornadoes and you can just kind of one click all the way through. And again, not the worst thing in the world. If you do get hit by it though, it will deactivate your run, but you can just turn it right back on. It's not like Nightmare where it's disabled for a time period. It's just right back on. So that was the tornado phase. So I'm starting in the tile that I know is going to get lit up, and we're going to start whacking him with that axe. And he's going to do 1 attack, 3 strikes again, so 2 attack, and we click. And this is our second lit up tile, so we've got 1 more lit up tile before it's going to do the floor special one. And that's where he brings up a bunch of icicles on the floor and takes your weapon away from you, which is really uncool. All right, so the lit up ice block there is the one that I'm going to attack, and you just step away when the ice appears under you, step right back to attack. It only spawns, like you can move to one of those 2 tiles, either directly behind me or one to the left or west of me, I guess. And you just do this until you get your weapon back, and then once you have your weapon back, you can just head over to the tile where I've marked floor, or just a couple spaces away, so you don't have to dodge the mechanic, but it's pretty easy to dodge. So we're back onto the marked tile. And I think I kill him off here so we don't have to see a repeat phase. Worked out really nicely in this video, actually. I think I only show the least amount of phases as I have to, other than that tail end of the circle jerk right at the start. So, alright, Blue Moon is down. There's only 1 left, the Blood Moon. And he is weak to slash, so I'm going to restore my run with the Make Kappa. And then I'll change my, oh yeah, we're going to look at the map. It's the northeast entrance or exit out of this room is the Blood Moon. So I'm going to switch my axe to slash. And it is important, again, this is just kind of a rumor that I've heard, but heal up all the way before entering in this one, because if you're eating during the normal melee attack mode, it actually heals him apparently. So we started right during that mode. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where you don't want to eat your food. Try to eat up when he's doing the floor or the tiger. So here's his first special. It's the tiger. So we go click him. As soon as the blood pool fully appears on the ground and the sound for it stops, you're going to click away and then click the blood tiger again. That will totally eliminate any auto attack damage. See, I was a little late there, but if you do it right, you take 0 damage from this guy, and you do this for what seems like a little bit too long, but then eventually it'll go away, and you can go over to the Tiger Moon. And same thing as all the other bosses. He's going to do his 2 attacks. Then we move. You can click right after his 3rd swing here, right there. So we're on the 2nd highlighted tile, 1 more to go before the floor special attack, which is also kind of annoying. I really don't like this guy, and he heals himself. I don't know if there's any way to fully avoid that. So on this one, you just watch out for the blood spots on the ground, try to end up by where that floor tile is marked that I just clicked. That way it'll be easier for you to start attacking. You can get a couple hits snuck in there. So there he is. Smack him. And that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure he dies after this. So after he dies, though, we're going to go get our reward, send it right to the bank, and then end up right back at the camp where we started. So if you used your potions or ate a bunch of food, you can get it all back for free right there. It just takes less time than it would to bank. So this is just a brilliant little mini game dungeon they set up for us. All right, to get to the reward chamber, you just run straight south from where this takes you, and it goes to the reward chamber. Also, shout out to Flawless DDS. He helped with some of the tile markers and some of the path that he took. He was the one that told me, so it works out really well. Highly recommend. Alright, I have yet to get anything good from here, but I know someone that got a unique already, so they do happen. I'm going to click Bank All, run north, and we'll end up right at the camp. Sweet, and there you are. You can just keep doing this to your heart's content. Alright, we'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it.